What is up, Neo YouTube? I am just a simple new type, and we are returning to Future Century and the 13th Gundam Fight Finals. Last time, in our adventures with Punchy Gundam, Sai Chi falls in love, Chibity got over his fear of clowns, and we saw the introduction of Gundam Heaven's Sword. In this episode, Gentle Chapman makes his return onto the battlefield. Nobel Gundam teams up with G Gundam, and Domon's closest friends become his enemies. So let's get into this. Miklo was defeated by Domon before the finals, but he is still allowed to fight. We know Wong of Neo Hong Kong is allowing this to happen, but when Domon asked why, he wouldn't give him a straight answer. However, we know that Wong has the Devil Gundam, and they are all under the influence of DG cells somehow, except Master Asia. He chose this path. A man named William is mad that Neo England is allowed to participate in another fight and demands that their nation pulls out of the finals. This man seems to have great pride in his nation, but the Neo England government doesn't feel the same way. Later, G Gundam is fighting Neo Norway. He begins using the Bakuretsu Godfinger and takes out Viking Gundam, and was able to do so in less than 4 minutes. Marie-Louise surprises George as he is heading over to Neo England Consulate to express some concerns. While traveling, they run into Domon, Rain, and Allenby. He whispers something to Domon, and that causes him to leave with the girls. Lady Louise and George wait for Chapman. She sneaks out to grab some fresh air, and when she does, finds Gentle Chapman killing William. Chapman notices and grabs Miss Louise, but George comes in to save her. While fighting him, he notices that he is so much stronger. This is because he is now infected with the DG cells. George and Miss Louise flee, and Chapman chases them. Domon happens to be waiting on the other side of the consulate. It seems as though whatever George told him made him concerned for George. Domon begins fighting Chapman, while Allenby handles the goons. Niccolo Chariot is cackling in the background. George promises to bring justice to Chapman in the Gundam finals. The next day, at the finals, Rose Gundam and John Bull Gundam start their battle. Earlier, we were introduced to a command tower that controls a barrier around the arena to allow people to watch without, exploding. A group of goons barges in and gasses all the people in the command tower. The two Gundams attack each other and notice that the barrier is down. It seems that it was Niccolo Chariot's doing. He is controlling the barrier. Chapman seems to be aiming only for Louise. As Chapman aims at her, Rose Gundam has no choice but to play this very defensively. He is taking a lot of damage and getting in absolutely no hits. He goes down for a second, exposing Miss Louise, but Chapman aims at Miss Louise and shoots. Domon rushes into the control tower and takes out the goons. Rain activates the shield just in time to save Miss Louise and the Neo France representatives. And talk about fast, Domon and Rain moved faster than a beam rifle shot. Domon recognizes that one of the goons is Niccolo Chariot. They all retreat. George is finally able to fight Chapman. He does so much damage with his rose bits. George demands that he admits that he killed Sir William. As Chapman lays down, dark smoke comes rolling in again. Like last time this happened, a new Gundam emerges. This is the Grand Gundam. This Gundam is a big boy and reminds me of the Crushinator from Futurama. I mean, it literally is built for physically crushing opponents. Its armor could withstand unbelievable amounts of damage, including impact with a rock about as large as itself. It typically moves on all fours, but can stand on 2 if needed. It begins crushing Rose Gundam. He uses the rose bits. It doesn't really do anything, but another black cloud smoke emerges, and the Gundam vanishes. Miss Louise recognizes that Wong was also a part of Sir William's killing because he has a murder ring. But Neo France recognizes that there is nothing that they could really do except try to win. The tournament is slowly starting to change from a tournament to an all-out fight for survival. Little by little, the rules are starting to not matter as much. Allenby and Domon are working on their Gundams when Rain comes in. She is getting jealous of the two and starts talking about buns.
Wanna talk about buns? Huh? Get yours out of here!
As the Neo Japan representatives leave their consulate, Rain notices that Schwarzbruder is sneaking around. Rain goes to see what he is spying on. Master Asia and Wong are underground in a hangar with the Devil Gundam. They open the cockpit to see Kyoji Kashu's lifeless body. They plan on manipulating him to their own bidding. Master Asia notices that Schwartz is spying on them, and he sends out guards and sounds the alarm. As he is bailing, he runs into Rain. He grabs her and they both bail. They send Chapman and Miklo to go see who was doing the spying, as Master Asia didn't see their faces. Schwartz's ninja sense is the same as the new type sense. He notices Mikolo and Chapman. They try to fight him, but Schwartz just runs away. Mikolo kicks a building in half. As they run away, they pass by Domon and Allenby. Chapman, Mikolo, and Master Asia come in thinking that Domon was the spy. After some undefeated of the East nonsense, he recognizes that Domon wasn't the one involved in this and lets him go. After Master lets them go, Wong thinks that he is getting soft and tells him that he is no longer needed outside of the Gundam fight. Schwartz tells Rain to watch over Domon. Wong tells Allenby and Domon that they will be tag teaming two opponents in the next bout. Allenby and Domon yell in excitement, 1 foot away from one another.
You and I are gonna form a tag team or something?
Yeah, we're doing a 2-on-2 tag match.
Tone it down a little bit, will you? Wong is making them fight Gala Garla of Neo Malaysia and Russets Daggett of Neo Singapore. Yeah, those aren't real names. Garla is piloting the Skull Gundam. The Skull Gundam is equipped with rapid-fire lasers in its forehead and a corrosive green goop that it spits out of its belly. The Skull's eye holes on its belly is also flamethrowers, so that's neat. Daggett is piloting the Ashura Gundam. The Ashura Gundam's torso and legs separate into 3 independent attack units, each sporting its own pair of arms. It has 2 leg units that can grapple with its foes, and it will hold down Domon later. It also has a torso unit with built-in missile launchers. The 2 leg units and the torso unit can combine to create the Chozetsu Gurn, in which they spin really fast to create lightning and tornadoes. Their battle begins. Suddenly, Domon is feeling overwhelmed. It seems that Wong has placed magnets in the ring that causes the ring to be 2,000 times normal gravity. Master Asia is mad at Wong for not allowing them to fight at their full potential, but he just sits there smug, eating his Pocky. Allenby takes on the 2 fighters. Ashura Gundam holds her down while the Skull Gundam squirts some green gloop on her. Allenby and Domon must somehow work together to win this match. Domon goes into hyper mode and is able to stand up. Nobel Gundam comes in and grabs G Gundam. It seems that earlier when they were working on the Gundams, Allenby added something that made the hyper mode even stronger. This allows Allenby and Domon to use the God Finger together in what is called the Bakonetsu Double God Finger. They are able to take out Skull Gundam and Ashura Gundam, winning the match. Wong is upset, but Master Asia tells him that he should use this as a learning lesson and to not try to pull any of these stunts anymore. Mad, he decides that Domon's next match will be against the other members of the Shuffle Alliance. This means that Chibity, George, Sai-Chi, and Argo, which are all his closest allies, are now going to be his opponent. Chibity is giving an interview. His next opponent is Domon. He has already fought Domon a few times throughout the tournament and has never come out on top against him, so he's a little concerned. Suddenly, the Devil Gundam comes out of nowhere and begins terrorizing Hong Kong. In the city, Domon calls for his God Gundam, but Master Asia comes in riding Fuyun Saiki. We mentioned this briefly, but Fuyun Saiki is the name of Master Asia's horse as well as the name of the horse's mobile suit. Fuyun Saiki, the mobile suit, not the horse, was given to Master Asia as a gift for winning the 12th annual Gundam fight. He is trying to hide some evidence of the Devil Gundam, it seems. Master says he will use these hands to destroy the head.
With these hands I will crush you!
He then proceeds to use his knee to deliver the winning blow. You're sending mixed messages, Master Asia. It seemed to be an accident while moving the Devil Gundam. Since Schwartz figured out its existence, they decided to move the mobile suit. Domon thinks that the Devil Gundam is revived, but Master tells him it simply is just a random head that came into the city. The people of Hong Kong still saw this as their protector, Master Asia, protecting the city. Rain thinks something isn't right about all this. Remember, she didn't see the Devil Gundam. It was just Schwartz. Everyone's shuffle crest is shining, so they are all sure that the Devil Gundam has returned. Domon wants the Shuffle Alliance to help him fight, but they remind Domon that he is their next challenger and that the tournament comes first over the Devil Gundam. Domon talks to Chibity. He is his next opponent and wants to show Domon his new move, which is his own version of Hyper Mode. Schwartz comes in and tells Domon that he will focus on finding out more information about the Devil Gundam while Domon focuses on the Gundam fight. Later that night, Chibity trains while saying the same thing I say in the mirror every morning.
I am hope. I am a dream. I'll ignite the most beautiful fire you've ever seen!
The next morning, Alube heads back to the colony. It seems the revival of the Devil Gundam means that war is a possibility amongst the colonies. Nobel Gundam throws rocks at Domon. He wants to be able to handle Chibity's new attack. The next day, the battle begins between Domon and Chibity. Chibity is getting the upper hand on Domon. He is way more powerful than last time they fought. Domon gets knocked down. Chibity goes Super Saiyan. Domon smiles and he also goes Super Saiyan. They slam slam their souls against one another. What? That is literally what is said in the dub.
And they will now slam the fists of their souls against one another with everything they have.
Chibity tries to be a hipster and become One Punch Man before One Punch Man.
Let's grasp our dream with this one punch!
He uses his burning machine gun punch. Domon counters with the Bunshin Sappo, God Shadow, or clone killing technique, God Shadow. He uses the clones to block all of Chibity's special attacks. He then uses the Bakunetsu Godfinger on Chibity as he comes in with another attack as well. Both units are hit and go down, but Domon comes out on top. Wong is surprised by the excitement of the battle, but he wonders if Domon is ready for his next opponent, George Desand. And that will do it for this episode. The team is starting to figure out that this tournament is rigged. It only took them to get to the finals to figure it out. In our next episode, Domon will continue battling his friends in the Gundam finals. Neo France doesn't want George to fight Domon, and he has his pride hurt. You don't want to mess with George's pride. But until next time, Neo YouTube, remember, no matter how much you try not to, talking about G Gundam always sounds accidentally sexy. Peace.